Today I think it's verse 32. So I'll read out verse 32. Sahaham swam sakalaya Twadviryena mahamuni Tava kshetre devahutyam Pranyesye tattva samhitam Sahaham swam sakalaya Twadviryena mahamune Tava kshetre devahutyam Praneshya tattva samhitam. Prabhuji.
Saham samsakalaya Tadviryena mahamune Tava kshetre devahutyam Praneshya tattva samhitam
Saham samsakalaya Tadviryena mahamune Tava kshetre devahutyam Praneshya tattva samhitam Saham samsakalaya
Tadviryena mahamune Tava kshetre devahutyam Praneshya tattva samhitam
Saham
samsakalaya Tadviryena mahamune Tava kshetre devahutyam Praneshya tattva samhitam.
Word to word. Saha with. Aham I. Swa amsa kalaya my own plenary portion. Twadviryena by your semen. Mahamune, O great says. Tava kshetre in your wife. Devahutyam in Devahuti. Pranyasye I shall instruct. Tattva of the ultimate principles. Samhitam the doctrine. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O great says, I shall manifest my own plenary portion through your wife Devahuti along with your 9 daughters, and I shall instruct her in the system of philosophy that deals with the ultimate principles or categories. Purport. Herein the word Swamsakalaya indicates that the Lord would appear as the son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni as Kapil Deva, the first propounder of the Sankhya philosophy, which is mentioned here as Tattva Samhita. The Lord foretold to Kardama Muni that he would appear in his incarnation Kapil Dev and would propagate the philosophy of Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy is very well known in the world as propagated by another Kapil Deva. But that Sankhya philosophy is different from the Sankhya which was propounded by the Lord himself. There are 2 kinds of Sankhya philosophy. One is godless Sankhya philosophy and other is godly Sankhya philosophy. The Sankhya propagated by Kapil Deva, son of Devahuti, is godly philosophy. There are different manifestations of the Lord. He is one, but he has become many. He divides himself into 2 different expansions, one called Kala and other Vivinamsa. Ordinary living entities are called Vivinamsa expansions and unlimited expansions of Vishnu Tattva, such as Vamana, Govinda, Narayan, Pradyumna, Vasudeva and Ananta are called Swamsa Kala. Swamsa refers to a direct expansion and Kala denotes an expansion from the expansion of the original Lord. Baladeva is an expansion of Krishna, and from Baladeva the next expansion is Sankarsana, and thus Sankarsana is the Kala, but Baladeva is Swamsa. There is no difference, however, among them. This is very nicely explained in Brahma Samhita 5.46. Diparichir evahi dasantaram abhyupetya. With one candle, one may light a second candle. With the second, a third, and then a fourth. And in this way, one can light up thousands of candles, and no candle is inferior to another in distributing light. Every candle has the full potential candle power, but there is still the distinction that one candle is first, another the second, another the third, and another the fourth. Similarly, there is no difference between the immediate expansion of the Lord and his secondary expansion. The Lord's names are considered in exactly the same way. Since the Lord is absolute, his name, his form, his pastimes, his paraphernalia, and his qualities all have the same potency. In the absolute world, the name Krishna is the transcendental sound representation of the Lord. There is no potential difference between his quality, name, form, etc. If we chant the name of Lord Hare Krishna, that has as much potency as the Lord himself. There is no potential difference between the form of the Lord whom we worship and the form of the Lord in the temple. One should not think that one is worshipping a doll or statue of the Lord, even if other considers it to be a statue. Because there is not potential difference, one gets the same result by worshipping the statue of the Lord or the Lord himself. This is the science of Krishna consciousness. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Shopadamtikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Patakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnabam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindabaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpataro Vaisya Kripa Sindhu Paevacha Patitanam Pavane Vaishnave Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome once again. So in this verse, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan is addressing Kardama Muni that he will manifest his own plenary portion through his wife Devahuti. In future, he will be born as Kapil Dev from the womb of Devahuti. Narayan is addressing thus. So, but Kardama Muni never asked Narayan to be his son. He just asked for a wife, a good wife, who can help him to complete his instruction of father. But Krishna, being very much happy with the devotion of Kardama Muni, he agreed by his own sweet will. He agreed to be the son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni. So that's the merciful nature of Krishna. So Prabhupada says in purport that there are two types of Sankhya philosophy. There is one other Sankhya philosophy also. Prabhupada says in another like atheist Sankhya philosophy. Prabhupada mentions in purports of Bhagavad Gita and purports of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that does not talk about anything about Supreme Personality of Godhead. But this Sankhya philosophy, in chapter now, this is chapter 21. In chapter 30, 31, it will talk about, this is talking about like pure devotional service. In chapter 30, Kapil Dev will talk about the symptoms of pure devotee, how pure devotee acts, what is the characteristics of pure devotee. Slowly, the Kapil Dev will, he will explain all these things. Sankhya philosophy also helps us to get out of this material world. Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, she asks after Kapil Dev, explains about devotional service. So Mother Devhuti asks question to Kapil Muni that about she being compassionate upon other living entities. She asks how others can, like get out of this entanglement. So please explain. So Kapil Dev, he explains how dangerous this material world is. I think this is the chapter 30. This is Kapil Dev explains how dangerous is material world and how one materialistic person lives his life. So we can say 90% of the people in the world who are not Krishna consciousness are living this life same. It's a long chapter, but I'll just say in brief. As a mass of cloud does not know the powerful influence of the wind, person engaged in material consciousness does not know the powerful strength of the time factor. Just as the wind carries away the cloud, the wind, like the cloud, does not have any idea that the wind is carrying it away from one place to another. If we see in the sky, the clouds are just going like this. It is always moving. So this time is also carrying us away. But materialistic person, they have no idea that they are being carried away. And Kapil Dev says that he thinks that this home, land, wealth, his family is everything. Like, out of ignorance, he thinks everything is permanent. And he says that one gets attracted to his like wife, and after slowly he begets children, and the children talks in a like sweet way, like what we say in English, totle boli ke bhन्छ bhai, like broken language. Broken language. It's first the materialistic man. It is given in example like a materialistic man. So he first gets attracted to a woman, and they make contact, and the child is born, and the child's broken language, he likes it so much, and he gets attracted to that child's broken language. And after that, he do various kind of abominable activities to give satisfaction to the family. But he himself does not enjoy that. But he this is a practical example. The father he works very hard, but he just enjoys a little. But his sons are enjoying very much. You can see some father are carrying not nice mobile, but their son carrying new iPhones. So this is a practical example of Kapil Dev. He predicted this in Satyuga. So father may be walking, but son may be riding on bike, car. So this is a practical example. That's the illusion, Kapil Dev says. And after that, he keeps on doing that, and at last he gets frustrated. He doesn't get satisfaction. He takes loans from other just to satisfy his family, and he does that. And when he gets old, the same family who he gave so much, they will start, like when one becomes old, useless, they will start hating him. We can see in practical example. I have seen in my like grandmother how the family behaves with the old person. I've seen with my eyes practically, my father, mother, and the uncles, how they behave with my grandmother when she got old. So it's the case with everyone, not only one, because Kapil Dev has just mentioned it, because everyone is in illusion. So when one gets old, oh, this old man, you don't talk too much, old, they will not listen to that, same man who, fed them before, they will chastise you, old man, you just keep quiet. There is no use of you, anything like that. And still Kapil Dev says that old person, the materialistic person, he does not, he still gets attached to the family life, and he stays there till the end of his life. So when he is in deathbed, everyone is lamenting. Kapil Dev says that everyone will be lamenting, around him. And he is in pain, he is in very much pain, and when he sees his relatives lamenting, he gets more pain. But he wants to say something, Prabhupada says in purport, he wants to say, oh, don't worry, like that. He wants to say something, but he cannot say anything due to the factor of time. He is speechless. So you may have seen sometimes the persons who are about to die in deathbed, the tears just comes out of their eyes. So that's the Kapil Dev says. And after that, he sees Yamdutas in front of him. And Yamdutas, after seeing Yamdutas, he, passed stool and urine out of fear. So we may have seen here also the person about to die, just passed, urine and stool and just passed away like that. So he sees Yamdutas and he will pass stool and urine. In the case of Ajamila was fortunate, he called the name of Narayan, but most of the materialistic person, even can't speak at the time. And it is said that Yamdutas will snatch the subtle body, not the gross body, but subtle body, and they will take. This is briefly, it is nicely explained in Garuda Purana, how Yamdutas carries subtle body from the body, and what is the way from to hell. What is the way? In the way he will be walking in a scorching heat. There will be no water, no anything. There will be rain of blood, pus, stool, of stones. Yamdutas will keep on beating him. He will be vomiting blood. He doesn't want to move, but Yamdutas still beats him. And he remembers all his sinful activities. He cries, "Oh, what did I do? I did all for my family, but no one is here to help me." He remembers like that. It is mentioned Lord Narayana describes that to Garuda. And he, like that, with many trouble, he reaches, to hellish planet. So it's I think Canto 5, it's mentioned nicely about the hellish planets, but in this chapter, third canto, chapter 31, it's also mentioned, chapter 30, it's also mentioned something, a glimpse about the hellish planets. So Kapil Dev says this is the this is the pain we have to go through when we are dying. So after that, Prabhupada says in purport that we will go to hell, and hell we will get our punishment, and after that we will go to the all 84 lakhs, all species of life. We'll go to all body, and after that we get a human body, Prabhupada says. So human body is so rare. We'll go to hell, we will take the punishment, and after that we will go to all species, and after that coming we will get this human life. And Kapil Dev, in Bhagavatam, says that still the person do the same mistake and he goes again to the same cycle again and again, and we are just going again and again. It's just going round and round. So this Sankhya philosophy helps us to get out of this entanglement of material world. So in birth, it is said that when in 7 month, 5 month, when the child is 5 month, he will feel hunger and thirst. But in 7 month, he develops his consciousness. So by 7 month, he will start feeling pain, everything. So it is mentioned that the child will pray inside, it's inside mother's womb, and there will be all stool, blood, urine, and child will be stuck there. There will be worms, every worms there, and the worms will be beating him, and he will be praying. And he will be remembering his past life also, and he will be praying the Supreme Lord that please forgive me, I have done so many things, please give me one chance, please take me out of this condition very fast, like that. And Supreme Lord fulfills his desire, but as soon as he comes out of his mother's womb, Maya Devi catches him again. And he is again bound up. This is my father, this is my mother, this is my uncle, this is my aunt, You have to fulfill my desire, my son, like that, Father, mother will, and the child is again entangled. But Sukadev Goswami, in Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that he didn't get, trap of Maya. He just ran away from house. Sukadev Goswami is Sukadev Goswami only, I think, he didn't get in the trap of Maya. So everyone, we are getting like that. So child is born, and again, same cycle will go through. Mother, father will keep the child will recognize that living entities, this is my father, this is my mother, like that. And child will grow, and father, mother will, keep him in school. But that child, doesn't want to go to school. But, he doesn't want to go, he will cry. We can see, childs want to play, but, the father, mother will, send, you have to go, and child will go like that. And slowly he will finish his school. And after that, father and mother will pressure him, you should finish your high school. I'm talking about material. It is like mentioned here only. And it's not mentioned, but I heard in lecture that one Maharaj was saying this in like, like in terms of this present life, modern life. And after that, you should complete high school. And after high school, what? You should find a job. And after finding a job, you should earn money. And you should earn money. And after that, you should marry. And that man will marry. And after that, he will beget children. And that same cycle, he will again go. After one, after another. So unless Prabhupada says unless one does not know about Krishna consciousness, he will just get, like entanglement in this material life. On and on and on. Durlabha manava janama satsange taraho e bhava sindhire. So this human life is very rare. It's hard to realize, but due to false ego, due to our, mind, it says that, we should just enjoy, this human. We still have, just in a year, 365 days are there. So if you enjoy, 1 week, what's the problem? You still have, so many days. So like that, mind will cheat. False ego will say many things. But so this is how we are getting entanglement in this material world. Maya Devi is very strong. And like that, Kapil Dev says, and how we can get out. Only devotional service, Kapil Dev says, with the pure devotional service, one can get out of this material world. So this is like, briefly of Sankhya philosophy, what Sankhya philosophy means. And Prabhupada says, purport that this all the Vishnu expansions of Vishnu Tattva, all are same. Like it's given like example of like with one candle we can light second candle, like third candle, fourth candle. That one candle, the first original candle is Krishna, Nanda Nandan, who is residing in Golak Vrindavan. He is Nanda Nandan. So by him, Balaram comes, and after Sankarsan, so they are the second candle. All have the same qualities, the candle can, give same light. But Prabhupada says that there is a distinction that, first candle, second candle, which came first, which came second, like that. So yeah, this is like that. The Narayan, Krishna, there is no difference, but just difference is like that, as this is the difference as says in Brahma Samhita, and there is difference of rasa. Like in Sri Vaishnav, they worship Lakshmi Narayana in the mood of opulence, awe and reverence. They worship Lord. If you see, I once saw that in Sri Vaishnav, they, Achaman is only like almost half an hour. All the mudras and everything they do in front of deities, like, it will be like a headache for us. So like, they will just keep on doing it. It will go non-stop. So that's, they, worship like in awe and reverence. If you go to Tirupati Balaji, Sri Rangam, Ramanuja Acharya, he like established this, the deity worship of Sri Vaishnav. So it's very high standard. It's very, very high standard. Just like they will see Krishna as master. And like it is also mentioned in like when we go to the Vaikuntha, the inhabitants of the Vaikuntha, they may have 4 hands, but they will never see Narayan, straight like this. Their head will be always down when they are in front of Narayan. So that's the difference. In Krishna Loka, some can play with Krishna, some can, like Mother Yashoda is patting Krishna, chastising Krishna, chasing Krishna. Gopis are, associating with Krishna. The cowherd boys, like, they are fighting with Krishna. They are doing different types of things with Krishna. But in Vaikuntha, it is mentioned that the inhabitants will not even see like this. They will be just there in servant mood. So it's like practical example we can see. The servant in front of their master, he will not stand head straight like that. He will just be like that. So that's the difference of mood, like that. So there is difference, like that is the difference. The Mathura and Krishna that they have, it has different rasa. Krishna in Dwarka, all are same, but the rasas are only different. And Krishna in Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan, he had different rasa. So like that. So I was hearing one lecture, and it mentioned that to attract Krishna, yogis, like they do tapasya for many years, like Pandits, they recite various slokas from Vedas. But how cowherd boys used to attract Krishna, it is mentioned that Krishna used to, like Mother Yashoda would be feeding baby Krishna, Gopal, on her lap, And cowherd boys would be singing from far away, "Oh Krishna, Mother Yashoda is feeding," and they would whistle from far away. Like they would whistle from far away, and Krishna used to immediately hear, "Oh, my friends are calling," and he would immediately run, leaving everything. So that how loves Krishna. Krishna, that's how he loves his Gopa's friend. So that is the mood of Brajavasis. So they can even attract Krishna by whistling. So that's Krishna is mad after the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So like that, the rasas are different. Krishna same, and as also mentioned in Nectar of Devotion that Lord Narayana has 60 qualities, but Krishna has 4 more qualities. So like that, there is difference. And so the Lord's name are considered in exactly the same way, since the Lord is absolute. His name, His form, pastimes, His paraphernalia, His quality all have the same potency. So His name, by chanting His name, Krishna is absolute. By seeing His form, we get like equal benefit. By remembering His pastimes, like remembering His form quality, all has same potency. So Prabhupada was saying in one lecture that Krishna is absolute, so He doesn't discriminate between anyone, any living entities. Krishna sees everyone equally. Even He sees trees also equally, because there is a soul inside tree also. And He sees a human being also in equal level. He is absolute. He doesn't discriminate. So even if we look from that platform, Prabhupada was saying that even if it's not that we have to preach to only human beings. We can also preach to trees, like insects, and please Krishna. Prabhupada is saying like that. This is the absolute nature of Krishna. Even if we go in the park and chant Hare Krishna, it is mentioned in this Sankhya philosophy. Prabhupada writes in purport that trees can see, trees can hear, trees can also they can see, they can listen. So if we go and chant in park to trees, Krishna will get he will be happy in a similar way. Like he will be happy like in a same way if we say one person to chant Hare Krishna, and same if we say to a tree, Krishna will be happy in a similar way. Like that, Krishna has absolute mood. His mood is like that. Even if we say Hare Krishna to a ant, in the mood of liberating it, Krishna will be satisfied with that also. It's not that we have to say to human being only. We can, Krishna is absolute, so He discriminates like that. He does not discriminate. And if you chant the name of the Lord Hare Krishna, that has as potency as Lord Himself. So Acharya has also said that when we chant Hare Krishna purely, it's same seeing Krishna face to face. So if you want to see Krishna face to face, we have to learn chant Hare Krishna. If we chant Hare Krishna purely, then it's same as Krishna is absolute, is non-different between His name, form, pastimes, paraphernalia. So if we chant Hare Krishna purely, then it's same like seeing Krishna face to face. Krishna will dance. Acharya says that when we chant purely, Krishna will dance in our tongue. So like that, Krishna will slowly manifest when we chant purely. It's like that. His name is like pure name. When we chant pure name, it's not different from Krishna. Not that this namavas, this we are doing so much offense while chanting. This is not non-different. It's also non-different from Krishna, but the pure name, it will be non-different than Krishna. Seeing darshan, taking face to face. Like when we chant the pure name. There is no potential difference between the form of Lord whom we worship and the form of the Lord in the temple. One should not think that one is worshipping a doll or statue of the Lord, even if others consider it to be a statue. So in Sankhya philosophy, Kapil Dev is mentioning that Prabhupada says in purport, a pure devotee does not see the deity is representation of Krishna. The pure devotee sees Krishna himself in that deity. He does not see any difference. Pure devotee sees that he is Krishna, he is Nandanandan, he is Golokeshwar, he is Krishna. Like that, pure devotee sees. Prabhupada says like that. So Prabhupada says even the pure devotee talks with the deity. So we have example also. Prabhupada used to talk with the deity. I think in many temples. I forgot. I think it was one is in Mumbai. What's the Radha Ras Bihari? Yeah, Mumbai. I think that was Prabhupada's favorite deity. When he was about to leave the body, that deity photo, if you see, we have the video. that Radha Ras Bihari's, photo was there. His Guru Maharaj, Narsingadev, and Radha Ras Bihari photo was right behind him. So Prabhupada, he had a great trouble. There's a different story how he promised deity, I would build you a temple, and there's a long story how he went through so much trouble to build the ISKCON Zoo, which is present ISKCON Zoo, for the Radha Ras Bihari. So Prabhupada says pure devotee can, see, they can even talk with Krishna. So I remember one story, when Rupa Goswami gave Jiva Goswami the Damodar deity, there are many stories. Some says like that, some says that Lord Damodar himself came in the dream, Govindaji came in the dream of Rupa Goswami and turned himself into Radha Damodar and said, you please, contemplate on this form and please make this as it is and give it to Jiva. There are many stories also, like Rupa Goswami out of love to Jiva Goswami, he made just like that. So there are many stories, and when Jiva Goswami got that deity, he used to, in the Radha Damodar temple, there was no Radha Damodar temple before. It was in Seva Kunja, just below the tree, there was a jungle, and Jiva Goswami used to worship the deity under the tree. And when Jiva Goswami was away, he was used to write. When he was writing, then deity used to play the flute and call, Jiva, come, I'm feeling hungry, please offer me bhoga, it's time for bhoga, I think you forgot, like that. So Krishna used to call Jiva Goswami himself, come Jiva, I'm feeling very hungry, come, like that. So one day it mentioned that when Jiva Goswami, Krishna called him like that, Damodar called him by playing flute, and Jiva Goswami saw Krishna, himself, three bending fold of Krishna, Nandan himself, and it mentioned that Jiva Goswami just fell down. I forgot, and after that he wrote a bhajan, a song, I forgot that song's name, bhajan, and he wrote that how Krishna looks like, what he saw. And after I think for many hours he gets on consciousness, and after waking up, and he writes a nice glorification of Krishna. So there are many instances how deity reciprocates. Deity coming in dreams, deity like our Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, still it is mentioned that he still reciprocates with the pandas. He still tells, I want to wear this pagri, you can offer me this bhoga tomorrow, I don't like this, I don't like that devotee, why you are Krishna, he also, he reciprocates like that. And not only that, even the Narayana, he used to also talk, that Sri Rangam deity, Bharadwaj, there are Sri Rangam, Bharadwaj in South India, and I think it's Kanchipuram, I think one of the spiritual masters of Ramanujacharya, if I am not wrong, it's Kanchipuram, and he used to fan the Lord, and he used to talk with Lord, just master and Lord used to ask, oh, what happened? Did that devotee get married? And they used to talk like that. Oh, that devotee got married to this Mataji like that. They have their son like that. This devotee did like that. Oh, today prasad was too salty like that. Devotee Kanchipuram used to talk like that to Narayan. And Narayan just like a human being. And he used to talk like that. There are many stories. And like that, the deity is not different from Krishna. First thing, we need faith. And if we have faith, then Krishna will reciprocate like that. So Prabhupada says that it's not different between the deity of Krishna and Krishna himself. So because there is not potential difference, one gets the same result by worshipping the statue of Lord or the Lord himself. So this is the science of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada said this is the science of Krishna consciousness. There is no potential difference between, there is no difference. One gets the same result by worshipping the statue of the Lord or the Lord himself. So one story in Nectar of Devotion, the Brahman of South India, he was worshipping from mind the Lord Narayana, and he was offering sweet rice. And when we wanted to check in his meditation that sweet rice is too hot or not, and in meditation when he put his hand in the sweet rice, in reality his hand burned. And it is mentioned that Narayana from Vaikuntha was laughing. The devotee was shocked how this could be happen, and immediately after that Narayana sent Pushpa Biman to take that devotee back to Vaikuntha Lok. So that's the no difference between, we can get same result of worshipping, associating with Krishna directly by just worshipping the deity Archa Vigraha. So like that. So there is also a different process, how we can call, invoke Krishna to the Archa Vigraha. There are many long process. They will at last, they will just keep a so small like straw in their nostril of the deity, and if the straw moves, then it is like sure that, confirm that Krishna has, like he's now accepted this deity form. So after that, that's why whenever in ISKCON temple we, not only in ISKCON temple, in like bona fide temples of other Vaishnava Sampradayas also, they do this, I forgot the name of that samskar. They do these rituals and they invoke deity. So like that Prabhupada is saying. So Kapil Dev, now this Kapil Dev will come from the womb of, like it's Kapil Dev, it's not like that he will, like Kapil Dev explain about the birth of a child, materialistic person, how he burns, but Kapil Dev will not be like, born in the same way, his Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he does not, Krishna doesn't have to go through the same process as we have to go through. So we should not be like thinking that Krishna, like he also, Krishna also, he took birth from Devaki, maybe Krishna also went through such a pain like that, but Krishna does not go from such a pain. Prabhupada will explain, convince us nicely in his purports in the coming verses. So like that. So I just remember one story. In South India, there was one like a nice, we can say great devotee. He had a great desire, he wanted Krishna to dance when he sing Kirtan. So when he used to sing Kirtan, the Tirupati Balaji, he used to come, the deity used to dance himself. The Tirupati Balaji is not Narayan, he is Krishna himself, Gopal Krishna. So our Gopal is very expert at dancing. He danced at the hood of Kalyanag. So the Gopal used to dance in front of the devotee every day. And Ramanujacharya heard about that. Oh, this devotee makes the deity dance every day. And Ramanujacharya asked that devotee, my dear devotee, when you make the Lord dance again, can you ask the Lord that me, Ramanujacharya, will I go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime or not? And that devotee, goes to Lord and he does the kirtan and Lord dances, and after that he asks to Lord, my dear Lord, does that Ramanujacharya, will he go back home, back to Godhead to you in this life? And Lord says, yes, he will go. There is no doubt about that. And that devotee was feeling very hesitated and he asked, what about me, my Lord? Will I go? Like that. And Lord says, no, you will not go. Ramanujacharya will go, but you will not go. And why? He said, because you haven't surrendered to my devotee. At that time he was not initiated. He was not like surrender to a devotee, and he says, but my Lord, I make you dance, I do like that, you give me darshan, it's different thing, this is different thing, I give you darshan, and the liberation, going back to home, back to Godhead is different thing. Krishna says like that, I am dancing just to satisfying a desire. If I don't satisfy a desire, you may commit suicide, or you may like feel like I don't want you to feel bad. That's why to fulfill a desire I am just doing like this. But going back to home, back to God is a different thing, and this is a different thing. And what should I do? He says, you should go immediately to Ramanujacharya and surrender into him, and after that you will be eligible to go. And that devotee runs to Ramanujacharya and he surrenders to Ramanujacharya, and he asks Ramanujacharya, he says everything. Oh Ramanuja, that Balaji said me like this, surrender unto you, like that, and he surrenders and he goes to Balaji again, and after that he again asks to Balaji, will I go now? Will I go? And Balaji said, yes, you will go now. So like that. So Krishna may fulfill our desire, because Krishna is merciful due to our, like past karma also, like that, our desires. Krishna may fulfill due to our past activities, but without being surrendered to pure devotee, like going home back to God is impossible. So we should not think that, oh, Krishna is, fulfilling my desire every time, so why should I surrender to devotee? Why should I take initiation like that? We should not think like that. Without approaching Krishna, like pure devotee of Krishna, our like position is nothing. So it's like that. So there are many pastimes of like that. So of the deities of the Lord, how Lord reciprocates. So there is one pastime also, like from the same Balaji temple. Yeah, there was one lady who is not Balaji, this is from Sri Rangam. So Ramanujacharya used to send his disciples every day to, get milk for the prasad. And one lady used to donate milk every day. And Ramanujacharya was very happy with the lady, and he asked disciple, from where you are getting this milk every day? And disciple says, there are some ladies like that. One lady, Mataji, is giving us every day. And she gave for, many days, from long time. And Ramanujacharya call that Mataji in front of me. I want to, talk to her. And the disciples calls that Mataji in front of Ramanujacharya. And Ramanujacharya asks, okay, you can tell me your wish, I will give you benediction. And the lady says that, lady says, I don't want anything, you just go, you write a letter, just write a letter, like a contract. She says, you write a letter saying that I am eligible to go home back to Godhead, and give this letter to Ranganath. You just do that. And give it. And Ramanujacharya says, okay, I will do that. And Ramanujacharya says, okay, this Mataji is nice, she is eligible to go home back to Godhead, and sign Ramanujacharya. And when Ramanujacharya gave that letter to the deity, immediately it is mentioned that the plane from Vaikuntha came and took that Mataji and took her away to the spiritual world. So this is the power of spiritual master. How spiritual master helps us like that. So without even spiritual master, even if you are so fallen, by night, just in instance, in a minute we can be a pure devotee. In a minute we can attain our spiritual form, original form, like that, by the mercy of spiritual master. So that's this is the science of Krishna consciousness. We can say this is secret. So I think it's time, so I will finish here. So if anyone has any question. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.